So, Nick, hi, I'm Ian from Radio Wales, by the way. Nice to see you.
You too.
We just heard that the manager has got COVID. Obviously, that's happened before this season with Mike Flynn, the previous boss. I don't know how disruptive it was then. What's it been like?
Not really, to be fair. He's been on. We've had Zoom calls with him. We've had a few meetings with him, so he's kind of like set down what he wants to do, and like we'll have another one today. But Hats has done it before, like I said, with when Flinny was here. So it's kind of we got our crack down. It's like make sure we keeping our standards and everything like that. And so like what I mean, like when he comes back into the building, then like it's kind of like carry on from where we was going.
Yeah, because he's used to it now, isn't he, Wayne Hatswell? I mean, obviously had a few games in charge when Mike was off with COVID, and also that period between Mike and James arriving.
Yeah, like Hats kind of knows. Hats has been here long enough now. Like he's like kind of like he knows how we want to like the standards we want to set and like what he's set as well. So it's no real change now. We like the lads know what we got to do. Hats knows what we got to do. The background staff know what we got to do. So it's kind of like get on with it now.
Is he all right, as far as you know, James?
Yeah, he's fine. When we had the Zoom meeting, like he was saying he's fine, everything like that.
The other good news, well, the other news this morning is that this time next week, fingers crossed, the fans will be back in. What do you make of that, Nick? Having played in front of an empty stadium last weekend and the same tomorrow.
Well, I did it kind of last season, so it's weird that, and like what I mean, going from being with fans and everything like that to like going and have no fans is a bit of a killer, especially when we've got the amount of home games we've got coming up. Like it's kind of like it's a time where we kind of need the fans in the ground to give us like that extra boost. But we've done it before, like we've done it all last season. A lot of the lads from last season like know how to deal with it. It's just like I was saying, back down to us really. Like we've got to start like getting results now, like and point pressure, and like getting more points on the board.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of home games coming up. I think in February got 5 in a row or something like that. I mean, how crucial are those games going to be, Nick, in terms of the club, getting into the playoff picture, or maybe even getting top three? Do you feel that top three is a realistic ambition?
Feel like, to be fair, we're taking it game by game. Like I don't think when you start thinking about like promotion and like what I mean, putting like everyone wants it, but at the same time we got to do day by day, game by game. Make sure we're on it every day in training sessions and then go into matches and then move from there with it. Then that's kind of how you get the points on the board. But yeah, the home games are crucial, especially when we had. I think I can't remember how many it was beginning of the season. I think it was like 5 odd like games we had like and we didn't play at home, and it's kind of like now, especially now the fans are not here, we've kind of like lost that edge because we want to make this like Rodney a fortress kind of thing. So, but yeah, it's hard, but at the same time we've got to deal with it.
For you personally, at the moment, you seem to be keeping Joe Day out of the team. That must be pretty pleasing for you. I mean, how do you look at that situation and the fact that he came back in the summer as a good competition between you two?
Yeah, it's great competition, to be fair. Like obviously my first season here was Joe when we got to the playoff final, and everyone at the club, all the fans know how much of a good goalkeeper he is as well. So I think it's been the last few years as well. I think like we've always had like a healthy competition in like this department, and yeah, for me, kind of me keeping him out is kind of like a big deal really, because I know how much of a good goalkeeper he is, and like I feel like we both keep each other on our toes, and like it is hard to like to keep the shirt. I feel like it's one of them positions because it's only one position, so it is a hard position to like keep hold of. And then if you do get it, like you've got to make sure you're on it every day, every match, and kind of make sure you keep it.
You also saw off Tom King in the summer, didn't you? The goal-scoring goalie.
I know, but that's kind of like how it is. Like it's a bit of a ruthless position as well. You know what I mean? So with like if you're not playing, you kind of need to make sure like you're in it and like doing everything right, kind of thing. But yeah, it's like I was saying, it's a hard position. There's only one position in it, so you kind of make sure you got to be on it.
As a keeper, you obviously pride yourself on clean sheets. Last few games, I think it's 8 goals conceded in the last 3, so that must annoy you a bit.
Yeah, it's been frustrating, especially with some of the goals where they've been like there's not a lot I could do about them, kind of thing. But like, I think at the same time, like our defensive record's been over, even on going back to last year, but it's been good. So like we've set a bar now. We need to kind of like get back to it and like achieve over it now, like with how we've been doing it. But yeah, it is frustrating, some of the goals, but it's one of them, you just got to learn from it. Like a lot of new lads are coming as well, so they've kind of got to like understand what we got to do and everything like that. So, but we are progressing, we're going in the right direction with it all.
I just wonder, as a goalkeeper, right? What do you model yourself on? Because every goalkeeper's got a goalkeeping hero, or someone that they think they are like. Do you have anyone in particular that you grew up sort of wishing you?
Yeah, it was kind of like Shay Given, because obviously we're kind of like the same height kind of thing. I think there's no point me going off on someone who's like 6'7" because it's unrealistic kind of thing. But like, yeah, Shay Given was mine, because kind of like same height, same build, and model myself off that with how he trains. Like, because I watched a few things. I think I was watching a few things like on what he does to improve himself, and I think that's kind of helped me as well progress with to get to here now.
Do you see yourself as that kind of thing? Maybe a sweeper keeper?
Yeah,
one of the more modern ones.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm backing myself with my feet kind of thing if the ball comes back to me. So like, yeah, I feel like I'm kind of moving, like I'm good with my feet kind of thing, and I'm like I can read the play better. Like, obviously, that comes with experience kind of thing with like reading the play. But yeah, that is kind of like how I'm progressing about how I feel I'm progressing into this role.
Well, good luck this weekend. I mean, Harrogate, I think you drew at their place, didn't you, earlier in the season? How do you see this one?
I think it's another hard one because they're a good team. But yeah, obviously, being at home, we need to like kind of like make sure that make this play Rodney a fortress. So,
all right,
hopefully we get a result.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Hi, Nick. You're not a Villa fan or anything like that, are you?
I'm Birmingham.
Oh, Christ, and you picked Shay Given.
This was at Newcastle.
There we are.
Yeah, when he went to there, I'd hide him off after that.
There we are. Kevin Poole, but that might be before your time. I think he was Birmingham, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was my goalkeeper coach.
Oh, of course. Oh, there we are.
When I was like under nines at Birmingham, like he was my goalkeeper coach. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you had to bide your time this season, didn't you? Because when Joe signed, was it almost an element of thinking, a bit of disappointment, or can you not be like that?
Yeah, to be fair, I think if anyone would have been the same, I did have like a bit of like, it's going to be like an uphill battle again trying to get in, which it has been, because obviously I came in, I had an injury start of the season, in pre-season, and coming back, like when you got an injury, it's always like you're 10 steps behind everyone else, because like they're carrying on pre-season, you're kind of just rehabbing, so it's a hard one. But yeah, like I'm saying back then, like it's good competition between us. So I think you bring in Joe in, it's massive really, because everyone knows what he can do and what he does. Like, he's a good lad around the change room as well, and like on the pitch as well, he's a great trainer. And like when he's playing the games, he's been class for us. So it has been hard, like for me to try and get into it. But like I say, it's one position now, so you got to try and keep your shirt.
As you say, it's almost a badge of honour that you've got in ahead of him. That says it all, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's kind of like once you get in like past someone like Joe, like it is a badge of honour. But like at the same time, like you can never get like too complacent with all, because you could just lose it with the next game. You know what I mean? Especially if so you got to be on top form.
Did you feel you put the pressure, because you had a few cup games earlier this year, and Southampton was tough to
Southampton.
Yeah, but it was about trying to put the heat on him, but didn't quite happen for whatever reason, did it?
No, but you know what I mean. But like, it's one of them. It's at the same time, it's a weird position goalkeeper, because like you kind of got to like be best mate. You're not be best mates, but you know what I mean. Like you got to back them up when they play games and everything like that. You've kind of like back them, and like you got to do everything for them to make sure they're on top form to go into the game. Because at the end of the day, it's 3 points as a team. It's not just like you as an individual. You got to think about the team and after that. So you kind of got to put that. You can have your moan, but like then you got to put it at the back of your head and then kind of get on with it and like make sure the team are doing right.
Were you nervous in the week before Salford? Because obviously that was the big decision. You got the Walsall game because Joe wasn't there, but
yeah, I was a bit like I didn't know, because we don't really get told the team till day 4, like on the day, it's kind of like, oh, what's going on here? And it's a bit, but yeah, I was a bit, because I was obviously like, you get in, you want to stay in kind of thing. And like, I had a taste of it last year, and like I loved it. And obviously, we was unlucky with the playoffs, but I feel like, yeah, you want to play as many games as you can. Like, you don't look back on your career and kind of be like, oh, I could have played here, could have played there, I wish I did this, wish that. So yeah, I'm gonna grab it with both hands at the moment and try and like keep all of it.
And on the crowds, obviously, as keepers, you're used to having the sort of the your shit behind you. As,
I had all that.
So you've got that side of it coming back. Which, do you enjoy the sort of getting a bit of it from the?
Yeah, in a weird way I do, because it's, you know what I mean, like without the fans there, it's like, it feels like a behind game, you know, like a 23s game kind of thing, where there's no atmosphere. Like, but I don't mind getting a bit of abuse from, like, because it's part and parcel of it, like, kind of thing. It's, you can have a laugh at it, like, you know, when you come back and like ring my dad up and say, oh, did you hear what they were saying, like, kind of thing. It's like, it's no harm because they're not affecting me, because I've heard it all before, so it's kind of one of them. But yeah, it is a bit of it's one of them, and it's kind of got to deal with. You got to be thick-skinned sometimes with it.
Yeah, you must have copped them at Walsall as well, because they're feral. So
yeah, I know. Especially like I'm about like half an hour from there as well, so like I knew what they were all saying to me anyway.
Final for me is with Jim. He likes posting his things on social media with his mad equipment. What's it like when he turns up with his new inventions or whatever?
It's always fishing nets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it is good, to be fair. Like, it's the first time I've come across it since I've been here, and like he is, you know what I mean. It does improve. I can already see a difference with like things like there's something like reaction time, like it helps massively, and it does bring a different side of the game which you don't actually think about until you've used it, because like you're thinking, oh, this ball's going out, and then like as inflection it goes in, and it's kind of like makes you realise the ball's not dead until it's actually out. So it is good. Like I've enjoyed using it. It's been great for me, to be fair. Like the amount of times I've used it, it's helped me massively, and like, and in games as well. Like there's been a few saves where like there's been deflections, and I think if I didn't use it, there'd be more like stickier situations. But yeah, it does bring another aspect to it.
Yeah. You look to avoid getting on his bloopers reel. That's what you need to do.
No. It's when they hit me off the head. That's when I'm like, you can't see me raging before and kicking balls away. Like when he always cuts it off.
All good, brilliant. All right, cheers, mate. Thanks for that.
Cheers, thank you.